Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'll be showing you how to solve the cross efficiently. So I actually did a video on how to solve the cross efficiently a few years back, but that's a few years back. And I recently rewatched that video and I found it absolutely horrible. So I'll be redoing one of these. It's been a few years. I have some new tips for you guys. That video was really popular, by the way. I think we have more than 18,000 views, which was just crazy. So I'll be giving you some new tips here and there. Some of the things might be similar from last time, but I'm sure that you'll be taking home something new from this video. So let's jump right into it. So I'll be demonstrating everything on white cross for this video because I know most of you guys out there probably start learning the cube with white cross and then going on to like yellow or maybe just being color neutral. So one of the biggest tips out there, first of all, is you have to practice solving your cross on the bottom. This will help you a lot with look ahead, especially to F2L. For example, I'll be doing a quick solution here. So at this stage, I can already be looking ahead to my next F2L pairs. And even, for example, I don't have like the ability to do full X cross. It saves a lot of time if you are looking ahead to your first F2L pair as you're doing your cross solution. If instead you're solving your cross to the top, which I mean, some people do that, but after that you have to rotate and then you don't know where to start looking. So for example, like it took like 4 rotations for me to find this pair. So it's generally just faster if you could solve your cross on the bottom and then you can just jump straight into your F2L execution. One thing to keep in mind is that every single cross solution can be solved under 8 moves. That sort of serves like a general guideline for you when you're trying to find a relatively good cross solution. So as you're practicing, make sure to keep that in mind. I don't want you to be like just randomly solving crosses with like 15 moves. The second tip I have for you guys is that never solve cross pieces into their spots one at a time. So for example, I see a lot of beginners doing like make a daisy and then you have to like match up the color with the center color and then you move it up. That takes just way too much time. If you're trying to solve each cross piece into its respective slot one at a time, that will take you a lot of moves. So what you have to do is make sure that you memorize the color scheme. So if Y is on the bottom, it goes red, green, orange, and blue. That way, for example, with this solution, I know that my green edge has to go left of my orange edge. So I can easily set that up like so, and I'll be solving these with respect to each other. It's always a good idea to know your opposite colors, for example, orange and red. So when you insert, you know that this has to be going opposite to red. So like that, and you have 3 edge pieces already. And then I know the last one is over there, so I can cancel out into that, and I'll be finishing up with an X cross pretty easily. One other thing, if you can't one look your cross, which I'm pretty sure most cubers can, but if you're just getting started with learning how to do the cross on the bottom, one big tip is that try to do D moves rather than rotations to find your edges, or try to do U moves instead of rotations. Well, first of all, rotations take up time, but also as you're doing those U and D moves, you're getting a look at the cube, getting a look at where the corners are, so you can go right into your F2L solution. One more tip for you guys, when you're doing your cross solution, make sure that you're not doing extra moves. For example, with this solution, I can see that if I insert, because I already have a pair paired up right here, I want to insert this over here, and then I see that I already have these 2 edges will be respectively to each other in the right spots. So what I can do is insert this one in, and then I can just do a D moves and then insert these 2 in. So try to insert all of your edge pieces with each other and make sure that each sort of move you're doing to insert one edge piece helps and sets you up for the next edge piece. So this sort of goes along with how you don't want to solve each edge piece one piece at a time. You want to solve them respective to each other and usually multiple in a sequence. Usually if you want to be sub 10 for your 3x3, then you should usually have like a 1 second cross. So usually it should be fast and you should be going right into your next F2L algs. Okay, that was horrible execution, but you know what I mean. So now I'll be showing you guys some example solves. For this cross solution, I see this one's actually a really good example because this might take like 6 to 8 steps. So what I see is I have this edge piece right here, and as I'm inserting this one, I'll be able to insert this one. This will come right here, and I'll be able to insert that one right here very easily with respect to each other. So what I'll do in a real solve is probably insert this edge piece first, 1, 2, and then I'll be inserting this one, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and because I did my cross solution to the bottom, I'm now able to see, look, I have a free pair right here, which I can go into really easily, and then my solution for my F2L just flows, as you can see, after I sort of just like inserts the first pair, everything else just goes like on its own. Okay, so here's another example. This one's fairly easy. These two pieces can be sort of inserted with respect to each other. I can do a F move right there, and then you see that these two corresponds to these two centers. So this is a green edge right here, so green is opposite to blue, so I'll do a D move. And then inserting these two with respect to this edge. Remember that we're all doing things with respect to each other. We're not inserting these edges sort of just by its own. And then what I'll see right here is we have a pair right here, right? So what I'll do is probably open that up, and then I can do an X cross like that. And then I'll be able to do like, just finish up my F2L solution really easily. This is actually a pretty straightforward example here. We see that this piece is opposite of this color. If I insert that one, this will also be opposite, which means they're respect to each other. If I insert this one here, this one will be brought down here, and basically everything can just be sort of inserted into their correct spots, but just a D2 away from actually being in their right faces. So what I'll do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6. And then by doing my cross on the bottom, I saw this pair, so that can just quickly be canceled into. And the rest of the solution just flows really nicely. One more tip, make sure that you're using your 15 seconds of inspection wisely. I mean, there might be like a really easy solution like this one, where you pretty much just don't need to think about what to do because you literally can just do literally anything. For example, like that, and that will just like put it in. But make sure that you're trying to make an X cross when you have the ability to do so. If you have extra inspection time, make sure don't just start the solve. I mean, when you're practicing at home, I'm guilty of that as well. But don't just start the solve and just finish your cross, and then you have nothing prepared, and then hesitate like 10 seconds to find your first F2L pair. Make sure that, for example, I'm going to set us up for like a really easy cross solution right here. Let's say 2 move cross, right? So what I'll see is that, for example, I'll see this pair and this pair. So I'll start the solve, and then I'll be canceling into that pair. So it just, you have to take advantage of good crosses don't just do the cross as fast as possible, but make sure that you're also looking ahead for your F2L pieces. So one last example for you guys, and this is also a trick that I hope you guys learn from this video. So what I have here, so it's pretty much a done cross, except you see that these are not in the correct spots with respect to each other. So that's a bummer. Two ways you can solve this cross. One is to do this, and then you can bring that over, and then insert this edge, and then you can solve it like that. But also, if you have something like this where you just really want to start your solve and just start inserting because you might have seen like a really nice pair, what you can do is, so after you're done, sometime in your F2L solution or your OLL solution, you can do one of these, M2, U2, M2. So that'll help you fix these two, and then also it will swap these two pieces up here. For example, you have a really nasty case like this one right here. And this solution, well, you don't really like this to do like all those moves to solve for this edge. So what you can do is, knowing that you have these two needing to be swapped, and this will also swap these two, you can execute the M2, U2, M2 right there, and then you see that it will split up these two pieces. So, and then you get a way more easier F2L algorithm to do. One more thing. If your cross ends up being like this, like you messed up, what you can do, there's always a fast algorithm for this. So what I do with this one is M prime, and then I'll bring this edge up. I'll replace this edge with this edge, bring it down, and then I'll insert this back. So now you see that we swapped these two. This algorithm is pretty intuitive. So you just basically just bring one of them up, the other one up, you swap it, bring it back down, and then you restore what you disturbed. So that's a really useful algorithm to just know in case you mess up. Anyways, I hope you got something out of this video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, comment on what I can improve for my future videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.